What's going on, guys? Got some new footage coming up for you today. Like I said, big things are going on for the channel. But basically, I just want to show you guys actually in the daylight the Euro lines on the Z. It looks so sick. I love them. Andrew, you are the freaking man. So, like I said, these things are so dope. I love them. I gotta clean them obviously and polish them up, but they're so sick. Going on from there, I'm actually out in Concord, Mass. So we've been basically, like, Robbie, Mark, and I have basically been trying to get being able to like work on Z's up in the Northeast, up in the Mass area, or Connecticut area, basically just to like get our name out there and let people know that we can actually work on Z's and that we can be trusted and everything like that. And so we actually had a buddy hit us up. His name's Omar. He hit us up and he was like, "Hey, listen, I got a 90, I think it's a 92 right-hand drive TT that was imported from Japan to Florida. He had HP Logic actually do all the tuning on it, and then they sent it up to him up in here in Mass. So that's where I'm at right now. So right-hand drive TT. So the thing is mint. It's so clean. Like, this car is so sick, like the interior, everything. So I'll be able to show you guys everything for the car. What work we're going to be doing today is the slave cylinder, the clutch master, and then also we're going to be swapping out his bumper. So he's got the OEM TT bumper. He actually has a 99 Jspec that he wants to put on. So we're going to be putting on the 99 Jspec. It's already paint matched and everything. So yeah, we got a little bit of work to do today. I'm super pumped. Like I said, we're getting our name out there and having people trust us and doing the work and stuff. So let's get to it. All right, guys. So this is Omar. This is Whip. I said it was a 92. Is it 92?
91.
91. Okay. So 91 TT imported from Japan. So this thing, like I said, you guys, I was able to see it before, and it's amazing. The time that I actually came out here, it started downpouring on us, and we got soaked, and it was a great time. But but yeah, so we're like I said, we're back out here. The car is pristine. It's so freaking nice. So yeah.
You know, at the heart, I was in the Honda thing, then I got into the Evo thing.
Yeah.
Then I was kind of turned off the
thing
bug in me, and I started messing with BMWs. I've been dealing with them fucking things for 9 years. But
that's right. He's been in the game. He's been in the game.
It's a cool commute car.
Yeah.
But when you want to go fast, that's not what you got. You gotta get one of these.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Heck yeah. So basically, when I came out here and we started looking at the car, we found out. So like, it was funny because it was like sunny, everything was fine, and then all of a sudden, as we started trying to move the car to swap the bumper over, so he like put it in reverse. The car went in reverse about 5 feet, and then he tried to push in the clutch to like get into first, and it just wouldn't go into first. So we're like, what's going on? This and that. So we did some digging and some searching. I was like, it could be the clutch master, it could be the slave. So we went out to Advance. We got all these parts, and then come to find out, his actually master came off of the actual. So basically, his master only had one bolt bolted on. And the other bolt, like the nut, wasn't bolted onto the actual stud into the firewall, due to the fact that we found out that one of the studs is bent. So we're gonna have to bend that back a little bit, without trying to mess up any of the threads, and then also so we can fit his new clutch master on. So he's got all these new parts. We're like, listen, since we're here, we might as well just take these off. So that's why we're getting into that. So we got to take that bad boy off, swap that out, do the slave, and then get his bumper going too. So it's gonna be a good day.
Yes, sir.
It's gonna be a good day.
Hell yeah.
And he's got a detail appointment, so we gotta so we gotta get this thing going. So that's the plan. So I got the clutch master off. So basically, what we're running into is, if you guys can see down in here, so it mounts up right here to the firewall. This is on the right-hand drive, so this is on the right side of the car. So there's a stud down there, right where my finger is, and then there's another stud right here. The issue that we're running in is that this stud is bent upwards, up to the left of the car. so up to the passenger side of the car. The bottom one is fine. So they had the bottom one bolted on, but the top one wasn't. So every time he pushed in the clutch, it loosened up the bolt and then, or the nut. And then basically what happened was when we were trying to move the car out of the way, that piston that was pushing into the clutch master basically slipped out and it wasn't engaging the clutch master anymore. So we got a new master. What we're gonna go do is get a couple of nuts to put on here. So we're gonna take a pry bar and kind of pry that stud back, and hopefully it'll work, so without messing up the threads. So we're gonna do that. But before we go do that, I'm actually gonna teach you guys how to actually take off a bumper. So this is a totally stock setup bumper. We already started working on it a little bit. So what you're gonna have to do, once you open the hood, you're gonna have your nose panel. Your nose panel up here is gonna bolt in to here and to here. And then once you take those off, you're gonna notice that the bumper right here and right here is gonna be bolted. So you wanna take those bolts off. Then what I start doing is there's gonna be bolts all up here in the fender well that you're gonna have to take off, because you're gonna need to get on the inside, because there's a bracket right about here that you're gonna have to unbolt. It's all mainly 10mm bolts. But what I'm gonna do right now is start working on the fog lights, because you take out the turn signals. You take out the turn signals because there's two bolts right here, and right here. So I'm gonna start taking those off, and we're gonna start taking this bumper apart. Basically what you do here is you gotta take out just the fender liner bolts. So they're all these guys right here. They just go down. There's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 holding the fender liner in. And then you're also, as you can see, there's holes down here on the bottom that you're gonna have to take out. I think there's another 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 on the bottom. And then to get this bracket off here, there's gonna be a bolt right here, 10mm. You're gonna have to unscrew it. And then as you can see in the bracket right there in the middle of the screen, where I'm flexing the bumper and they're kind of touching those two pieces, there's a bolt there. And then there's one more running up here, and it's right here. So another 10mm bolt. So that gets that off. Then once you get your turn signal off, there's 2 studs, as you can see, one right here, 10mm. Suck the bolts off of there. And then what you'll do is for the fog light, there's 3. There's 2 on the top, 1 on the bottom, 10mm, and then you'll actually be able to take off that whole part of it, and then we'll start working on the driver's side. Alright guys, so then basically coming out from what I just showed you guys on each side, then there's going to be these bolts coming up from the bottom that are holding actually this bracket piece on. So this bracket piece sits here, so basically it attaches this splash guard up to the bumper. So what you're gonna have to do, there's only 3 bolts. You go around and you're gonna do the left, the middle, and then the right. The right one we had a little issue with because, as you can see, it has no head on that bolt. So we had to do a little finagling, but it worked. If we didn't cut anything, and it worked out. So got that off. After that, it might be stuck to this foam a little bit. So just make sure that the foam stays there, and you'll be able to pull it right off. And I mean, it came out perfect. So came off nice and easy. This dude's pumped. We're about to get his baby on now. So, but before that, what we're gonna do, we're gonna jack up the car now. Since the bumper's off, it's gonna make life 5 times easier to get that slave cylinder and bleed that out and all that jazz. So that's what we're gonna be doing now. Alrighty, so basically what we got now, guys, is we jacked the car up. So what you wanna do when you jack the car up is get the jack under the subframe, front subframe, and then you're gonna put your 2 jack stands, obviously to make sure that you're safe. And then what I always do too is I kind of pressure up the jack to be on the subframe also, just for extra safety. So we're good there. Then our slave cylinder is on this side of the car. So that's our slave cylinder. As you can see, this is our line going into the slave cylinder. So it's literally just 3 bolts. 2 to the training tunnel, 1 onto the slave. So after everything's done, everything's up, mounted up nice and new. So new clutch slave. Basically what you got to do is for this high pressure hose here, there's 2 crush washers on each side. So make sure that you put the crush washer back on each side, because obviously that if you don't, you'll have a leak. But yeah, so this is all set up. So we got the new clutch master put back. So basically we were able to get that bolt bent a little bit straighter. We did widen the holes a little bit on the actual like bracket, but it's bolted down, good to go. Best bet how to do this is make this space. So make area, right? So being on the right hand drive, you have your brake booster lines here and here. So basically the issue that you're gonna run in with is like this whole entire like spacing area. So what I did is I took these apart, got that line out of the way. Then you have also this connector here. So this connector goes here. That was in the way. So we got that out of the way. And then like I said, we disconnected that, and then there's actually a line right here for like it's like a vacuum line. Basically you wanna take that vacuum line off and kind of push it on over this way. And then it gives you a whole mess of room to basically get both your hands in here. To get this line, basically we mounted this back up, bolted it down, then we put the actual like clutch line into the cylinder. Basically what we had to do was take off this, so you can actually take off this reservoir tank by unscrewing it and just sliding it off, and it'll give you more room to get both the hands in here, because this was super tough to do with this in here. So we just took that off, got that on, did it. It's all good to go now. So now basically I'm gonna just put the cap back on for safety for right now, and then we're gonna hook up all these lines back up, put that wiring harness back to where it's supposed to be, and then we'll start bleeding the system. So now to bleed everything, what we're gonna be doing, when you replace the clutch master and the slave cylinder, basically what you're gonna be doing is on the right-hand drives, you're gonna have this line coming up behind the headlight. What you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna crack this open as someone's pumping the brakes, which Omar's doing, or pumping the clutch as Omar's doing, and then he's holding down. As he holds down, you crack this open, you hear air come out. You're probably gonna have to do it about like 4 or 5 times for air, and then you're gonna have them pump about, like after he's holding it down, the air comes out, you're gonna tighten it back up, and then you're gonna have him pump another like 20 times, and then you're gonna repeat the steps. So then as he's holding the clutch down, you're gonna come over, crack it open, then you'll start getting fluid. You want a full stream of fluid, no air bubbles coming. Once that happens, you're gonna lock it up. You're gonna have him pump 20 more times, so pump 20 more times for me. Yeah, he's starting to feel the pressure, and you'll see the liquid, the brake fluid start to go down. Now, once he starts to feel the pressure, and we've done that, and we've seen fluid come out, we're gonna go under the car and bleed the slave. Under the car, basically what we're gonna do now, there's an 8mm bleeder here. So I'm gonna have him pump 20 times. Once he holds it down, you're gonna crack this open, let all the air come out, and then when the air comes out, you're gonna lock it back up, have him pump 20 more times until you get a full stream of fluid coming out of the slave. Hey guys, so JDM, TT bumper, 99 Jspec. Paint matched and everything. Omar just told me basically is that they already come pre-drilled. So unlike any other bumper that you can get that I know that I've gotten for the Z, I have to drill my own holes, make it fit. These are pre-drilled, ready to go. So this is no joke. So basically we're just gonna mount it up and then see what we need from the old bumper, and it's good to go. So there it is. 99 Jspec bumper on, turn signals mounted, clutch, slave and master done, bled, it's ready to go. Thing is no joke. So clean, so clean. I'm pumped. It came out sick. How do you feel?
I feel amazing.
Yeah?
But most of all, grateful for Jeremy and the help. And dude is amazing. And hell yeah.
Hell yeah. It came out sick, guys. I would say the fitment of the bumper is amazing. Like, honestly, we just had to do a couple little minor things. Like, when we're actually bolting it up to, like, the top pieces, so there's a bolt there, a bolt here, and then 2 here. Basically, when we were tightening this bumper down, what you'll have to do is have someone kind of hold here and then tighten, so it'll actually have this like perfect line. Like it fits perfect. So on both sides we did it, and it looks great. Yeah, I'm super ecstatic. I don't even, like I said, it looks good, man. Now I'm like, damn, I kind of want a 99 Jspec bumper, so, but it's nice, man. It's nice. But I'm super pumped. I mean, this is one of probably the coolest projects that I got to do thus far. So he picked up the bumper from Concept C Performance, and I mean, like I said, it fits amazing. So going on from there, you guys know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll be trying to get more footage up for you guys soon. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Yeah, that's good, dude.